All right. Well, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We do want to welcome in our Facebook audience. We are just getting everything set up here. Going to share my slides again. And with that, we do want to wish every single one of you happy holidays. I know we're in the middle of all of the Christmas activities and things like that that are happening. I believe we have Mr. Daryl Roberts with us this morning. Good morning, Daryl.
Good morning, Todd. How you doing, sir?
I'm absolutely incredible. How about you, my friend?
Man, I am fantastic and I am improving.
And I believe it because we have unbelievable things happening as a company. I mean, right now we are actually going through an incredible explosion of growth. I might call it mini growth. I wouldn't call it like incredible, but I mean, we are having a huge surge. Get ready to break a couple more ambassadors. Incredible things are happening. Some of you may have not seen the promo video from the company. In fact, before I even go into the slides today, we're going to talk about the ambassador game plan. We're going to talk about dreaming bigger dreams. We're going to talk about executive chairman training, right? But I want to segue for a moment because one subject that comes up on a regular basis is how do you compare Trevorium to everybody else out there in the marketplace? You know, how do we stack up to what else is happening out there? And I think this is a very, very important discussion that I wasn't originally planning on, but it came up yesterday with a couple of leaders that asked that question. I'm like, wow, you know what? In fact, I want to record an entire training on that because the differences are not subtle. They're huge. The differences are not just that we give way more to a consumer, not even close. But then culturally, what happens from a growth mechanism as you look down the road, as you duplicate that and extrapolate that out, what does that look like, right? But the company posted an amazing video yesterday, and some of you may or may not have seen it. So I want to pull that up real quick in case you haven't seen it. Super short, super fun. If you've seen it, obviously you enjoy it again. Hey, where are you going this year, right? So this video was posted again just yesterday by the company. And it kind of shows you what we're doing as a company this upcoming year, all the different places we're going to. And one of the first things you want to do is, grab this link. It is in your back office. So if you log into your back office, you'll see the video back there. But you want to grab this link where you have the actual link so that you can text this out to people. You can Facebook Messenger this to people. And so you want to have that link. And of course, I have a file called videos. And if I just go to my notes on my iPhone right here, and I know I blurred my background here real quick, so hopefully you guys can see this. But if I just go to notes, which is on the iPhone, okay, you just go to notes and I click on that and I type in videos. This is where I keep all of the relevant video links, right? So if I want to go to leadersoftravel.com, the incredible video that Maria did, hey, that's right here. I have that link. I don't have to remember that. I can just copy paste. If I want to grab that 3-minute video that Mr. David Hart did that describes our travel program, I can copy paste. If I want to grab whatever video, the compensation video, the Zoom, again, the video I'm about to show you, that video link is readily handling. All I got to just grab that link and I can text that to somebody. And so I want to show you guys the video in case you haven't seen it. Again, super short, super fun, but it's a video that you definitely want to have the link in your notes readily available to share with other people. And let me do this real quick. Sometimes Zoom makes you click on this, then click on that, then click on this, then click on that to do the thing you want to do. All right, here we go. Let's try this one. We'll go portion of screen. Okay, then we'll go over here. All right, so we should have that. We're going to go full screen here. All right. One thing I forgot to do is click the sound. Sorry, guys, give me 1 second here. I don't have the producer like Daryl does. All right, here we go. Try this one more time.
Lean with it, rock with it, snap with it. All my ladies, pop your backs with it. With it, drop with it, lean with it, rock with it, snap with it. All my ladies, pop your backs with it. With it, drop with it, lean with it, rock with it, snap with it. All my ladies, pop your backs with it.
Dubai Frame, Mosque, Marina, Harbor, and Burj Khalifa.
By the way, this is an incredible video also. I loaded up the video. That was actually Adriana's video. That was her Dubai trip. And so I had the video loaded up. I guess somehow or other it was probably playing. It went on to the next video on Vimeo. That was the Dubai trip that Adriana went. In fact, they started our Spain meeting last week with that. Daryl, it was absolutely incredible. They played. It's an amazing video that she did. And by the way, if you guys want that video link, have that one as well, because it's pretty incredible. Some of the videos that are coming out, from our field force now are just unbelievable. And, some of the best tools you're going to have to sell the business are really just the trips that all of you are going on. And that's the big thing. And we'll talk about that while I'm looking for this video. And then I want to have Daryl come in and talk about this concept as well. But the big difference, between our company and almost every other company that's ever existed in the travel space is that every other company out there, they're selling travel discounts, meaning you join the company, you pay your monthly auto ship every month, and they either give you, some kind of a, portal where you can go and you can book travel, and it's, less than Expedia, it's less than Google. And there's like 99 different companies like that out there. And all of them are virtually the same. Now, some of them, like, they weave in, we have a concierge service, which nobody uses. We have you can use the airport lounge, right? And there's all kinds of loopholes and nobody uses. Now, we've actually had the conversations with those companies that provide those kinds of services. And again, nobody uses that stuff. It's just when you got nothing else to sell, it's something you throw on the video that kind of sounds good, right? Oh, we have concierge jet service. We have emergency medical evacuation, right? I mean, again, good luck getting that when you're actually hurt, right? I mean, there's no one of that. I mean, so again, it's one of those things, just it's garbage. And when you compare to what we actually do as a company, we give people, in exchange for their monthly auto ship, 2 points for every dollar that you can redeem on actual vacations. That is not a subtle difference. If I join over here, I get travel discounts. We call that our net travel portal, right? We barely even talk about it on the Zooms at night. It almost never comes up because it's like the least exciting thing we do. I mean, that's the only thing 99% of the companies out there even have. They have nothing. Oh, yeah, we have concierge, whatever. I mean, 99% of the companies, they have nothing else other than our net travel portal, which we don't even talk about. And beyond that, when you look at what the real value is, you are earning, 1, 2, 3 actual vacation based on your membership level, 1, 2, 3 actual vacations per year that you can go on. Well, it's not even just the benefit for the consumer. I mean, would you rather pay the auto ship and I get the net travel portal, or pay the same auto ship and I get the net travel portal along with 2 to 3 actual vacations? Well, even beyond the benefit for the consumer, there's also, when you're building an organization, which all of us are doing, right? If you're on this training, you're at some level thinking, hey, I want to build a team. I want to go out and become a 1-star, 2-star, 3-star director, 1-star, 2, 3-star ambassador, maybe executive chairman. We're going to talk about that today. At some level, you're thinking, I want to take this to a different level. And part of that cultural difference is the fact that we have people actually traveling. And there was a company in our space, and they kind of ran into some trouble, but they got great big. They were the only other travel company that ever got to almost the $1 billion per year level. And of course, they were the only other company besides us who provided, they're since then BK'd, but they were the only company besides us who, in exchange for the auto ship, actually gave people vacations. Now, in their program, you had to go 12 months before you could ever take a vacation. And you only got one per year. So you had to join, wait an entire year, but a year from now, you had a vacation. But over time, what happened was so many people were traveling. It's not just this academic thing you could do. It's not just I could go and save some money. Hey, this trip's already paid for. I just got to turn in my points, grab a plane ticket and go. And what ended up happening was they suddenly had an entire company full of people who were in fact traveling. And over time, year after year after year, the base grew, more and more people went on trips. And suddenly it's like, oh my gosh, this is the most amazing place to be. Well, if you've not been to our Dream Trips page lately, And of course, that's only in English, right? I mean, there's also, French and Spanish and other pages out there. But if you've not been there lately, we have a company full of people who are going to Barcelona, who are going to Venice, who are going to Dubai, who are going to France, who are going to Montego Bay, who are going to Punta Cana and Cancun, who are going to Spain, who are going to, fill in the blank, right? Of all the different world tours, Hawaii, Hawks Cay, San Diego, right? We have a company full of people who are in fact actually traveling. And it's not, well, I have to go tell somebody about it. All you got to do is invite them to our Dream Trips page. All you got to do is invite them to Trevorium.stories. And it's like page after page after page. We are building a culture of people who are not talking about living the dream like 99% of the travel companies out there. We're talking about a company full of people who are in fact living the dream. They are going places, they are doing things, and only we're doing it in a way that other company who since, filed BK, they never even dreamed of doing it. Because with us, you can use your points month number one. With us, you can book your free trip incentive the day you join. You don't have to wait an entire year to go on a trip. You can book a trip the day you join. Of course, you got to book it 30 days in advance. Then 4 months from now, you have enough points to go on a 7-night, 8-day vacation for nothing, right? And you've got all the world tours. You have multiple vacations that you can take within your first 12 months and begin to build your story now, not a year from now. And that other company who, again, since went BK, they got almost to $1 billion a year. And so, guys, when you realize that there is no competition, there's not another company out there. It does not exist. It does not. No, Todd, I know about this travel company. Yeah, they're giving travel discounts. Ooh, that's called our net travel portal. It's lame. It's boring. It's almost embarrassing when you try to do the comparison, right? So it's like, there's not even close. And then if you add in the fact that, by the way, Daryl, and in March, we are literally now January, February, March. We are 90 days from beginning our 10th year in business. We're in 63 different countries. We paid out tens of millions in commissions all around the globe. The paychecks go out every Friday, as they have for the past 9 years, just as they did yesterday. Everybody gets paid on time, every time. The company, by the way, is completely debt free. The company, by the way, has paid almost all of its entire overhead for next year. They've already paid it. The office we have, yeah, that's already paid for the entire next year, because the company's sitting on so much cash from a tax perspective, right? In our country, if you're in America, right? If you're not, you may not understand this, but in America, you want the tax write-off. And so, by the way, the ambassador pool, Daryl, it's getting paid at the end of December. Why? The company has so much cash. Get it out to everybody. I don't want to get taxed on this stuff. Start paying people. We are sitting on a mountain of cash, and we're only getting bigger. Going into our 10th year, and then you talk about the comp plan, where you can succeed in ways that just were never possible before. If you go back and look at the kind of pay plans that me and Daryl grew up in, it just took big time teams to accomplish what you can accomplish here with just a few hundred people. You had to have teams of thousands and thousands and thousands of people to make six figures. Here, a team of 300, 400, somewhere in that range, and you're a six-figure earner. That was just never before possible. So Daryl, you and Maria are travel aficionados. In fact, when I met you back in '98, you guys had just come out of a travel company. And so you guys have been around this travel industry much longer than I've been doing it. And I know that you can articulate on this point, but it's not a subtle point in any way, shape, or form.
Well, if anybody, Todd, gets tricked by somebody trying to show another company that has exactly what you just talked about compared to what we have, then, hey, see ya, goodbye. You just don't get it. You don't understand it. Again, Maria and I, you guys know Maria. She's been passionate about travel forever. And from day one, one of the first things I found out about Maria, she likes to go bye-bye. That's kind of our little pet peeve or pet word we use, go bye-bye. And I knew that from literally day one. And we've been with two other travel companies, a decade ago, et cetera. And again, nothing comes close to it. That's why I'm so pumped up and excited. And that's why if somebody, another travel company gets in touch with me, I'll look only to just for the comparisons to show them what we actually have. But Todd is not even close what our company is doing for the marketplace out there. And then you take a look at the world tours, the free trip incentives, you take a look at the resorts, and then you add that little thing of the savings and discount of platform. When you put all of those together, wrap it around the amazing compensation plan. You know, I got a call from Dave. They're making so much money. We got paid for the next 5 years last week. I'm just kidding, but it is amazing what Todd said. I mean, they're paying bonuses for at the end of this year. That's due at the in the middle of January. It's because the cash is the company is doing so well, and they're doing so well because we provided amazing service. So I don't want to rehash what Todd just talked about, but we have something very special. If you break down what it is you have to do, and we're going to talk about the going ambassador and all of those things, but where does it all start? It starts with you deciding that you want to take better vacations, that you want to take more vacations, and that's the whole goal and objective. You know, with those other companies we were in, I don't think we actually used their platform to actually travel because it was kind of a card mill type of scenario. And we were trying to get some agent rates, et cetera. And the industry just wasn't having that. And that's why those companies are non-existent today. But when you take a look at what we actually have and you realize that the first thing I need to do is, do I want to travel? And the answer for 99.9% of people is yes. Do I want to stay at some really 4, 5, 6-star type of hotels and resorts? Most people would have to unequivocally say, yeah, of course, I want to do that. And once you realize you want to travel, you want to stay at nice places, and you want to do it for literally pennies on the dollar, the money that you're spending that runs your business actually goes towards providing you for those vacations and resorts, et cetera. Guys, it's a no-brainer. And then you figure out, okay, I've got the travel down. We've got all kind of people traveling. I can use this guy's video, that guy's video. The last 2 people, Maria and I, just enrolled here this last week. They saw the videos from Dave's training on the Monday training call 2 weeks ago. We grabbed an excerpt of that and we started sending that out. And so far, 2 actually signed into the business, and there's several more in the process. So by the end of the month, I mean, it should be 5 or 6 new people that we've personally enrolled just because of people traveling and because of the amazing deals. And then you go from there and you realize, hey, I just need 3 people. And now I'm getting those points for free. I may be getting ahead of you right here, Todd. And then you just put the simple game plan. My point is, guys, out of everything that I've done, and Maria and I have done in the last 33 plus years, this is the easiest, the simplest game plan out there. And while we're working, while we're building, while we're expanding our business globally, guess what we get to do? We get to travel all the time. We get to watch our son play baseball all over the country. They're going to be in Florida. They're going to be in North Carolina. They're going to be in Arizona. They're going to be in Utah. They're going to be in Southern California. They're going to be all over the country this year. And we get to do that and expand our business. It's nothing out there, Todd, that comes close. No company that even comes close to what we have. And I am so excited that we're in the right place at the right time, and we decided to take action. And that's the biggest thing. No matter how simple the game plan is, if you wanted to sell vinyl records today and you think you could get them out there, guys, you're not going to make money doing that because the timing is just so off. And we can give you examples. Now, Todd has several other examples, but the example for our company, the timing is perfect for anyone that wants to travel, anyone that wants to make money, anyone that wants to follow a simple yellow brick road, the game plan. Your time is here. You've got to get up here excited about those things that Todd and I have just talked about. Todd couldn't be more happier and excited about where we are with this company, and we're just getting started.
Yeah, and when you say we're just getting started, I gave that analogy on Monday night. To compare us to a company that most people know, Starbucks.
Yeah.
There's a Starbucks in every corner, and half the grocery stores now, or Target. You walk into a Target and they got a Starbucks right there at the front, of the store. And people, today realize there's tens of thousands of Starbucks. They're on every street corner. They're a internationally known, household name. But people don't realize it took them 17 years to get to 17 stores. meaning back then, I mean, they were 17 years in and no one had ever heard their name. Well, we are getting ready to start our 10th year in, okay? And we're doing way better than Starbucks was doing, right? Because we're in 63 countries and we're growing and six-figure earners, all those other kind of things. We're going much faster than they did, but understand we are still at the very beginning. And it's not so much what happened in the first 9 years of the company's history. It's going to be what happens in the next 9 years. And this is where, the platform is now established. You've got leadership, you've got people earning money, you've got people going on trips. There's no one else out there like us. There's a bit pent up energy for travel because of the pandemic that happened. And so you take all those things combined. And obviously, I mean, the next, 9 years, you're going to see this company not just double, not just triple, not just quadruple, but it will be something to the degree of 10 to 20 to the power of what we are today, meaning the real growth is about to happen. The top income earners haven't even heard of the company yet, right? They've not even heard of it. You're going to have people flooding in from all regions of the world, and the company will become massive, and all of us are still here at the very beginning. And you made a comment there too, Daryl, that it's not just comparing us to other travel companies, but also comparing us to other types of direct sales opportunities. Now, again, a lot of different kinds of companies, many great products and services that are out there. But again, personal preference. Some people, maybe they like selling glutathione. That was a product that I was involved with where we sold glutathione. Some of you are like, gluta what? Glutathione. What is that? I mean, that is not exactly a conversation opener, right? That's not exactly a page turner. And when you're at the grocery store and you turn around and say, hey, how's your glutathione level? I mean, they may call security. Some kind of creep over here asking me, I don't know what, but and by the way, glutathione happens to be something that's in your body. Okay. But I mean, it's a tough sell. I mean, you got to get into the science and what it is, and you start playing doctor, and then of course, you're being compared to what's at the vitamin store and all these other kind of things, right? Or you give the product to some people and they like it. You get the same product to other people and, oh my gosh, I broke out in hives. I was on the toilet all day long. I mean, you get a variety of reactions. That is not the case with us. The product works universally, whether you are old, young, male, female, from the United States, from Europe, whether you are, it does not matter. Our product works universally for everybody the same. You can travel for less. If you tell 3, you can travel for free. And by the way, there's a much bigger group of people out there that like the idea of going down to Cancun and hanging out the swim-up bar and they want to talk about glutathione. And I'm just using that as a quick example because you can go down the list of things. They've got a shake. They got a this. They got a that, right? Again, you're selling widgets and gadgets. We're selling fun. We're selling the one thing. And by the way, what's funny, Daryl, is many of those people in those companies, if you ask them, well, why are you selling this? Well, look, if I sell enough of this stuff, they're going to give me and my family a trip to Hawaii. I mean, it's like they're going through all of this stuff just so they can maybe, if they sell enough of the stuff they don't really care about, get back to the one thing they want to do, which is take a trip to Hawaii, which, I mean, all you have to do is join our company, pay your auto ship, and you guess what? You get the trip to Hawaii. There we got the Rhino Man.
I love it, you guys. You're doing fantastic. I'm hiding out in the background over here, but that statement right there, Todd, is exactly right. If I sell enough stuff, they're going to send me to Hawaii. The problem is you're garage qualifying everybody you sell the stuff to, because most of the time they're not even going to eat it, taste it, drink it, whatever that is. In this situation, all we're doing is selling fun. That's what we do. We sell fun. We sell trips. We sell the ability to create memories with your family and your friends. No greater product in the world. That's it. Drop the mic. Thank you. Boom.
Well, here's what's funny, because we were having this conversation yesterday, because we went to lunch with a good friend of ours, really, really good friend of Daryl, Ryan, and I's, and we've known him forever. And I was there with Mr. Dave Hart, and Dave was actually doing some of the actuaries that they've been doing at the company. And what's amazing is that the longer people are with our company, the less likely they are to quit. But understand the inverse is true at other companies. The longer you're with some of those other companies, the more likely you are to quit, because of what Ryan just said. The product starts piling up. They keep shipping this stuff every month, but I'm not swallowing the pills every day. Next thing you know, I got 2 boxes, then I got 3 boxes, then I got 4, and I got no place to put it. And hey, Gary, you got to call the company and cancel this thing because I mean, it's piling up on me, right? I mean, I don't need 5 months worth of vitamins. And you don't really hear that here. You don't really hear, hey, I got too many trips to Hawaii. I got to slow this thing down. I mean, you just don't hear that one, right? I mean, instead, the longer they're here and the points start to build up, the more likely they want to stay here because they want to hold on to those points because they represent an actual, vacation. They represent an actual life-changing, a memory I'm never going to forget kind of experience.
I agree. This is easy. If you can't see, they used to say what Ray Charles could see how valuable this is. So I know I shouldn't say that, and it's not hopefully not too funny, but guys, again, we have something great. So Todd, hey, let's shift gears and get into some of the things, because the one thing I've known over 30 plus years being in this industry is what is it that you have to do to create a financial fence around your home that nothing can penetrate. So you got to ask yourself, what do I actually have to do? Well, number one, you have to take vacations, because the more vacations you take, the more trips you actually show on social media, family, friends, and they see all of that's going to increase your business. So is that hard to do, or is it easy to do? That's pretty easy to do. Take some vacations, stay at some amazing places for literally pennies on the dollar. Sometimes it literally costs you $1 based on the different events. And I know David showed us some of those things. So that's the first and foremost. It's really simple to get going. And then the first goal that I tell people, it was for me, our first goal for Marie and I back in the day, Todd, when we first connected, was to, hey, let's get 3 people so that we don't even have to pay for the monthly anymore. And we did that in less than 24 hours times 2 for both of the positions. So how tough is it to get 3 people? Well, if you follow the ATM method that Todd talks about, or you follow the peak, pass, and plug, where you send somebody a text, which I still use that. I use the combination. I probably added 10, 15 people this past week to the dream trips. And every week I'm putting, more people in there, but I'm also sending out those simple texts, just trying to pique somebody's attention and showing them right now, like what you said earlier, I'm showing them Dave's that little excerpt on the videos of the travel advantages here. I've got a major pastor signing up here in another week, because that got, her text was, here, after I get done here, I'm going to go get her text that she sent back to me. And I'll tell you exactly what got her. Now, guys, I did send that out to a lot of other people, and some of those people did not respond to it. But I told you, we already got 2 already signed up, and we got 4 or 5 more in the process. And I'm going to read exactly what she said. I have my producer actually looking it up right now. God, it is so cool. I didn't even tell the producer, and I just know she went from one part of the room over there to the other part to grab my phone and start looking up so I can bring this up to you guys. Pretty unbelievable. So guys,
Siri, New Year's goal, get a producer.
Ditto that, please. Ditto that.
but guys, how simple is that? Here, let me okay, her response, $1 for Dubai. Boy, bye. And smiley faces on there. I'm gonna call you tomorrow, DR, tomorrow. That was her response to sending that out. And guys, the thing, Todd, that I'm adding to what we talk about, you got to picture it, you got to visualize it every day. You got to, keep your mind positive in what you want, as opposed to not what you want. And I'm still going to talk about that. But the other thing that I got, as I mentioned from Dr. Phyllis Terry, is, again, I know this, and it's just innate inside my body. I'm not going to send information one time and you're going to sign up. I'm not going to send you to a live webinar or leaderoftravel.com and you're going to sign up. It does happen once in a while, no question about it. But the number one thing that now I'm showing all the new people so they understand this clearly is that you're going to have to show people multiple times. 80% of the people sign up after the 5th to 12th time they review information. So again, that's another, brain thing that we're bringing out to people just to give them clarity. They're not signing up that first time. Some people will, but if you think this is so amazing, and it is, and you're going to just send information out there and just sit back and wait to sign a bunch of people up, no, it doesn't work that way. So that's one thing I've learned this year within the last 2 weeks, and really showing people. I've been telling them that, Todd, you've been telling them that, Ryan, you've been telling them that, but now I'm showing them that chart. You're going to have to follow up again. So my point is, Todd, it's not complicated what we do. There's a few simple little habits that if you repeat over and over again, you can create free trip, you can create a $500 a month, you can create $5,000 a month, you can create $200,000 a month, you can create $1 million a year. It's a few simple things that if you just get in and get consistent with, have that discipline to create that momentum, your life is going to change, all while, worst case scenario, having fun traveling.
Well, Joe, you said it a moment ago that, the more you go out and travel, the more you go out and experience the product, the more you go out and have fun, the bigger your testimonial is going to be, the more, the more influence you're going to have over your prospects and the more money you're going to make. Right. And so again, just go back to, would I rather, suck down the glutathione pills, right? Which, there's a whole pack of them, and, take them one at a time. And sometimes my wife had to take them with applesauce. Her tummy wouldn't get upset. Or would I rather go, Cancun, let's go back there, right? And be at the swim up bar with my buddy Ryan. Or would I rather go and do jet skis with you, Daryl, and, in San Diego or Hawks Cay? We sell fun. And the more fun you have, the more you get to make. This is one of the unbelievable things we have going for us. And sometimes it's more of a mental thing. Sometimes we just mentally, kind of put blocks in our way or barriers in our way because we don't expect good things to happen to us, or, but that could never happen for me, or maybe I don't deserve it. All these other kind of things kind of get in the way of a very, very, very simple concept. Who do you know likes to travel? Almost everybody. If you had all the time and all the money in the world, what would you do? Travel. You can almost go down to the mall and literally have a booth there, and person after person comes up and you ask that question. And over 80% of the time, the immediate answer is travel. So this is a known quantity. Can we save them a bundle on travel? That's a known quantity. Can you go get 3 and then travel for free? And again, the rest just happens from there. Sometimes it's just a matter of us getting out of our own way, or having the discipline, as Daryl likes to emphasize, to do the things we know we should do in the time we know we should do them, right? And if you do the things you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do them, right, then eventually you can do whatever you want, whenever you want. You just have to do the simple things today that gives you the ability to have all of the freedom tomorrow. And that's just all this thing is. Mr. Ryan.
Whatever you want with who you want as well, correct?
Absolutely.
I love when you say that, Todd. It's interesting too, because Daryl talks about habits, and we were on the call with the Spain group on Tuesday, and part of our theory, or part of our call, was about creating the habits, doing the habits over and over and over again. And Todd, as Daryl talks about the text that he's been sending out, the Dubai, I've gotten a chance, obviously, to hang and watch you every day and have conversations with you every day. And I'm on the outside, kind of freshly coming in and watching all these habits as you do them. And I get to talk to Daryl and Maria about it, and everybody else, Danny as well. But it's so true, because it's funny, Todd. It seems like once a week, you've got 2 people that are getting ready to come on board. It seems like every week we have this conversation. Yeah, I got so-and-so about ready to come on board. I got to send them a little more stuff. Yeah. And that doesn't happen because you're picking up the phone and you're grinding on them. It happens because, number one, you have relationships with people. Number one. Number 2, you continue to communicate with these people, even if and that communication doesn't, like you just sent something out the other day, had nothing to do with business. It happened to be I remember now, because you're about ready to sign someone up off of a funny little thing you saw on Twitter that you sent out to a handful of people. And this person responded back, "Hey, Todd, how you been? What's going on?" All of this comes down to, number one, relationships, and what Daryl's talking about, habits. That's those habits over and over again. I'll bring it back to you, Daryl. And I know Todd's looking at a couple emails right now, probably, or texts that he's been sending out. But Daryl, here's my habit this morning. Here's my habit every morning. I get up in the morning, I have my cup of coffee, I open up my laptop, I look at some emails, and I start to write down, who is it that I've been communicating with that I need to check in again with today? Who is it that's on my team that's just joined that I need to communicate with today? See how they're doing. How can I assist them? Have they, where are they at in the process of not only just getting a better feel for the product, getting a better feel for the company? What's their next move? Well, their next move is to get 3 so the product's free. It's the simple habits every morning. And you can't stop and say, okay, well, I did that on Thursday. I'll wait till Monday again. What? Everything is about momentum. Anybody who likes to watch sports, we're in the middle of the NBA season and we're in the middle of the football season right now, NFL. And every game that's won is based off of runs and momentum and then defense at the end. You get on your run, you get the momentum, you score up on the board, and then you defend so the other people can't do that. Daryl, I know you got something going on. Go for it, buddy.
No, I'm just Maria, my producer's in my ear. So
I love it.
well, as you guys were talking about, we're looking at a couple of slides, and Todd, like you said, that who benefits from these trainings that we do. It's us, because sitting down, preparing, it just puts you in a mind frame that to absolutely just grow. So today's forecast, and guys, I think about this every day, is 100% chance of winning. And Todd, you and Ryan probably have heard this several times. I've heard it over the internet several times, probably over the last 6, 7, 8 months. Think about it. All you guys on that are in the Facebook, let me ask you guys a question. Pretend I'm asking you guys this question. How would you feel if I gave you $1 million today? I mean, how would you feel if I said, okay, I'm going to write you guys a check, give me your Cash App or whatever account, Venmo, I'm going to send you $1 million after this training? How would you absolutely feel about that? Well, of course, you'd go off the walls. I should hopefully see a few hearts coming in here. For those of you that are listening, if you're listening, put some hearts in there. You'd be pumped up. You'd be excited. There's no debating it. You'd be absolutely through the roof. $1 million coming in, and you're going to have it within the next probably hour, 30, 40 minutes from right now. You'd be beside yourself. There's no question about it. As a matter of fact, instead of $1 million, I'm going to give you $10 million. How would you feel about that? Would your life change instantly? Would you start calling people? Would you start thinking about things differently? You just absolutely just be beside yourself. $10 million. But then I put a little caveat on it. I said, but you won't be able to wake up tomorrow. You can have the $10 million, but you won't be able to wake up tomorrow. Do you still want the $10 million? Everybody says no. So think about that. And I call it gratitude. And that's one of the things I wake up with a smile on my face. You saw Marie got up much earlier than I get up. You can tell on Saturdays I have bags under my eyes a little bit because it's probably the earliest I get up, because we got to prepare for this training. But again, you wouldn't give up. You would give up $10 million for waking up. So when you wake up every single morning, that's as if you've got $10 million. And if you think about that and you have that type of energy, and you won't take the $10 million, but you want to wake up, if you go just with that one thing alone, that gratitude, every morning I wake up and throughout the day, I'm just thankful. God, I just thank you for all the wonderful things that you're doing. And I start seeing those things about Aaron being drafted, about all these wonderful trips and money coming in and people's lives being changed with this amazing business. So if you just become grateful to in your life, that's going to make all the difference in the world. I just proved to you, you would not take $10 million to wake up every morning. So if you start treating waking up with gratitude every single day, that one thing alone will cause things to happen for you in a total different way. So starting tomorrow, when you wake up, you didn't get the 10 million, but you were able to wake up, there should be some changes in your life. Todd, I've been seeing that so often, and it makes so much sense. You wouldn't trade 10 million for waking up in the morning.
No, I mean, it's funny because, even when you talk about, like, I always heard Zig Ziglar in the day, talk about just, how we treat ourselves, how we treat opportunity, how we treat our own mindset. And, if you had $1 million racehorse, how would you treat that racehorse? I mean, would you let it, stay up all night drinking beer and smoking cigarettes? Would you let it stay out till 3 a.m. partying, right? And it's $1 million racehorse. Well, I mean, if you ever like ask an insurance company, if you were working for a big company and you lost a finger, you know how much money they're going to pay you just for a little pinky finger? A lot. If you were to lose 2 fingers, if you were to lose a hand, if you were to lose an arm, if you were to lose an eye, I mean, any one part of your body is worth an absolute fortune, right? And it's just a matter of, kind of treating, what you have and being grateful for what you have, that you got this $1 billion body, you've got this amazing opportunity, you've got every reason in the world, chance in the world to go out and live the absolute dream, traveling from place to place to place, country to country to country, traveling for free, building a team, hanging out with people that you want to hang out with, and, growing and learning and all those other kind of things. And, you just, number one, it starts with that attitude of gratitude. But then, as we get ready to go into the new year, I'm going to ask you to kind of dream bigger dreams.
Yes.
A lot of times we talk about what it takes to become an ambassador, which we're going to talk about again today. But before this conversation is completely done, I also want to talk about what it takes to become an executive chairman. Let's talk about dreaming some bigger dreams, having some higher aspirations, knowing that, hey, you know what? We're at the very beginning of this company, and it's not about what am I going to do this year, next year, but as I look down the road, 5 years, 10 years, who of you on here want to be an executive chairman? And can you get there in the next 5 to 10 years? And the answer is absolutely yes. I mean, in the next 5 to 10 years, how many of you want to be an executive chairman? Now, I remember Daryl a moment ago, he asked that question, if I were to give you guys $10 million, who wants it? And he's like, anybody, try to kind of get some reaction here from, people that are watching, right? And I just want to make the joke, Daryl, because it's funny when you watch The Price is Right, or you watch Family Feud. I mean, for like no money at all, people come running down there. They're all happy and jumping up and down and clapping. I'm here to win $20,000. I mean, you're all excited to win. I make the comment to my wife as we watch the show, because I mean, Family Feud comes on. They got the game show network, and sometimes we'll be eating dinner and our girls are here and they love that show, and they'll turn it on, and I get sucked into it as well. It's like you start trying to guess the answers, right? But then you see these people just jumping up and down for $20,000 one time. By the way, they got to split with all their family members. I mean, It's not like it's 20,000 for me individually. I got my mom on here. I got my brother. I got my cousin. I mean, that's going to get split up how many different ways? You're jumping up and down, all excited for a couple of grand. And if you would just get that excited for a small moment in time, you could become a 2-star director and get 24,000 to 30,000 every single year, plus free vacations. I mean, so get a little fired up for what we're doing, right? Get a little fired up for your own dreams. Get a little fired up for going into the new year and dreaming bigger dreams. Ryan, you got something you want to say?
Well, it's interesting because Todd, I think you know this story. Daryl, I don't think you do, but we were on the Family Feud.
No.
Yes.
About 15 years ago,
Yes.
We were on the Family Feud. And we actually won. And my sister-in-law, Kimberly, and myself were the two that went in and out of the booth and, picked whatever the statement was. We finished it off and we won. And I think in the end, I don't know if we won. I can't remember. Tammy and I were on the Newlywed Game as well. So I can't remember, but
well, one, you got to pay taxes on it, right?
oh yeah. And then you do have to split it up. So we're like, oh yeah, we won like, I don't know what it was, $10,000, $12,000. And you're like fired up and you go, oh shoot, I won 2,000. I got to pay like 40% taxes on that stuff. And by the end, you're like, dang it, that was awesome. But we were all excited about what? Don't get me wrong. We were grateful for all of it. The experience was better than any of it. The Newlywed Game, and I got videotape of that. That was an all-time classic. Absolutely an all-time classic.
Oh, Ryan, I got to see that, man. You got to send that over.
I know. I'm thinking, man, we're breaking that footage out at some point.
Oh my gosh. Tammy has it locked away in a vault because of one of her answers.
But guys, I think we have Danny on here. Danny, are you with us?
Well, they can look on your phone.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but we're used to seeing you on fire, and right now we just see the logo.
I'm
There he
scared.
is.
I'm scared to turn on the heat because when I turn on the heat, the internet kind of goes fuzzy, and then I look like as if the company don't pay me enough money. I pay my bills. I pay my bills.
I mean, Danny gets so excited, he melt down the internet. He literally melt down the internet.
Ah, how you guys doing? I just wanted to hop on real quick. I don't know. I want to share something. Can I share something real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So where is it? Right here. So I woke up this morning with this with this message. At the bottom at 7:05. Okay, time to check out your new adventure. I want to travel and get paid. Let's go. Now, the funny thing about this picture, if you look up where I kind of circled it, I sent them a message back in 2019, January 15, 2019. I was like,
2 years later.
2 years. It's been sitting in his messenger box for 2 years. So that means he looked at it. He didn't reply. He didn't say, oh, Danny, I'll check it out or whatever. Nothing, right? He just said, thank you, but I'm not replying. Then he goes on and looks at me, okay, for the next 2 years. He just looks at what I'm doing and just sitting on the sideline like this.
Boy, Danny, he said that January 2019. It was actually 3 years. We're 1 month away from 3 years.
Yes.
Yeah, we're 1 month away from 3 years ago. And that goes back to Daryl's comment about follow-up and stuff like that, that sometimes you might plant a seed today, but you don't get to harvest that seed for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. And the problem for most people is they don't stick around long enough that when the guy or gal comes back and says, okay, here's your executive chairman leg, you're finally going to kill it. The problem is, oh, you're no longer here.
Yeah.
You didn't stick around long enough, right?
Todd, you say it all the time as well. Most people might have taken that lack of response when Danny sent that 3 years ago, as in, oh, shoot, they must be mad at me. Oh, shoot, they're not talking to me. Oh, shoot, I did something wrong, rather than,
Doesn't work.
yeah, it's just timing. None of it's personal. And you say it all the time, Todd, when someone what do they think about you?
Yeah.
They don't. How do you say that, Todd?
No. It's the idea that, most people, they sit around worried about what people think about them, right? And the truth is that your friends and family, they don't think about you. They think about themselves. And if you could ever get half the country to hate you, if you could ever get half the country to despise you with a passion, they might elect you president. Think about it.
Sorry, Danny. Back to
Oh, yeah,
you.
no,
buddy.
all good. I was thinking about that same thing yesterday when I was driving. I was driving in my car and I'm like, the person next to me doesn't know who I am. He doesn't know I'm a top leader. He doesn't know I'm in travel, right? Everyone around us, when you go to the store, nobody knows who you are. We live in a world where all these people, they don't know who you are. So it's for us to actually let them know what we have to offer. Every single day we could share with someone what we have to offer. And now it's like you said, Todd, almost 3 years. And actually right now I remember when Daryl said they was going to go on this big run. I'm like, I told everybody on my team, I'm going to grab my phone and from the letter A all the way to Z, I'm going to message everybody again. And I would have hit up this guy, Tino, at one point, and he said, oh, by the way, Danny, I was just going to message you. There's another person in Canada, back to the job I used to have, that just over broke thing. He messaged me last week and he goes, hey, Danny, please, important, give me a call tomorrow. And I'm like, I looked at the message, I said, okay. And it was 9 p.m. for me here, so midnight in Canada, and I haven't messaged him yet. He messaged me back, said, Danny, okay, so I see how you do it. You just don't want to call me. And I replied, I'm like, dude, I'm busy. You know what? Like, I mean, I know you, but if you really want to join me, you would have joined me a long time ago. So I'm like, okay, so do you have time right now? I can call you right now. And I called him up. He goes, Danny, okay, listen. Can I do this thing? So now it's to the point where people are begging, right? When time goes on, if people would just understand, join, okay, enjoy all the travel, because I mean, we're the only company that you pay and you get to actually travel. So join the company, just do like like Ryan, join the company and be like, okay, I got some things I got to take care of first. Enjoy the travel, and next thing you know, you might have someone from 2 years, 3 years, whatever, will message you back, and you're like, you know what? Hey, I'm already here, but if you'd have joined me back then, you could have an ambassador leg. And all you did in the last 2 years would have been travel. What's so wrong with travel? It's just unbelievable that people don't understand what we have. I remember, Daryl, when you messaged me that one time, you said, Danny, okay, now you're going to get points. That was the moment for me. That was like, it's game over. I said, okay, honey, we can't lose. We can't lose. You can't lose moment. You cannot lose when you join. And I think the biggest fear in network marketing, in anything, whatever that it is we're doing, social sharing, the number one fear for everyone is like, what if I don't win? What if I say yes and I don't make money? What if I say yes and it doesn't work out? But you get to travel. You can't lose. So if anyone out there has been looking for something that they cannot lose, this is it.
That might be a training, Todd. We need to do what Danny just talked about and just kind of go through that, through the phases right there. Just stay in, and we talk about it all the time, but the way you just broke it down, you can't lose. And then you look back a year from now, you've got 500 people underneath you or 50 people underneath you. You got a 2-star leg or an ambassador leg, et cetera. And I don't know how many people that were above you when you were going through your phase of, figuring things out before you decided to commit 100%, that literally lost out on thousands and thousands, and maybe an executive chairman leg type of scenario. And they left out because they just quit instead of just traveling and having fun. And let me check back and see, man, this thing is growing. Literally 10, 15 people missed out on having Danny underneath them just because they happened to come in early, but they miss out because they didn't stay long enough to see it to fruition or take the travel advantages. Unbelievable.
Yesterday on Instagram, I looked at this. Bryce sent me this girl's profile, and I checked her story, and they did a video compilation to celebrate that first anniversary. So it's been a year she's been with the company, and then I'm looking at the video, and I had this moment of like happiness that went through my body. I'm like, I don't know who they are. They're on my team, but I don't know who they are. And every single woman on that video said, thank you for this opportunity. It changed my life. And they were just sharing how happy they were to celebrate that 1 year. And one girl said, I remember when we were 6 and now we're 400. And I'm like, I remember that moment myself when we were like 4 on a Zoom. Like we're doing Zoom Monday to Friday every night. And I'm like, okay, guys, so we're 4 people tonight. Good job on inviting, by the way. So like, are you guys not hungry or something? Like, I'm here to do a Zoom and we're only 4. So tomorrow, please invite 1. And we did that every single night. And sometimes we're like 6. And I'm like, okay, so we have 1 guest tonight. Yes, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. I believe. And it was tough. Like, when you're 6 people on a Zoom and you're like 5 of them are already in the company, you're like, okay, so the Zoom ends and then the guest leaves and you're like, guys, good job. We got one. Okay, so tomorrow, let's get 2. And today there's like thousands of people, right? And I found that team on that Instagram, and I looked at their story. I sent a message to my ambassador. I said, can someone tell me who she is? And then Lily responded. She's like, oh, Danny, is everything okay? She's on my team. I said, yes. I just want to tell her that I'm happy she's on my team. I don't know who she is. I saw 20 faces of women. I have no clue who they are, but I know they're on my team, and I'm happy, and my volume is going up. So tell her I say thank you. Bye. Unbelievable. From five people on the Zoom to now there's like a group of 400. I'm not talking about like 400 ladies in Europe. I have no clue, never see their faces. I don't know who they are. And they're on my team. So it's like, mwah, thank you for Trevor. Thank you for this binary system. Thank you for this binary system. I'm just sending out some hints because there's some new matrix out there, right? I know you guys are kind of talking about that. Thank you for this binary system that I could get paid unlimited. It doesn't matter if you join, wherever you are, but hey, you're on my team. I'm happy. So thank you, David Hart, for putting this together, putting it in a place like you can't lose. Whether it's travel or money, you just can't lose.
As I once heard Ryan say, Danny, he was scrolling through. He's like, man, he's looking at his downline. I have no idea who any of these people are, but I love every single one of them.
But I love it.
I love every single one of them.
And Todd, say like a president's speech. I like to tell everybody, I love every single one of you.
Speaking of which, before we hang up here, I want to bring up some slides and we'll get you guys' comments. We're going to talk about executive chairman training here. Hold on real quick. This is just for you, Danny, because I know you're all about executive chairman.
Oh,
For you, it's executive chairman or bust.
that's it. That's it.
Not that he's sharing his. so.
Yeah. 1 second, Tal. Let me see if I have to turn this one off here. Give me just a producer.
No, it's already on.
I love it.
Producer. He's just showing off now, isn't he?
Yeah.
By the way, I've had a new saying for, let's call it over the last year or so. Actually, Westbrook for the Lakers said it, and I claimed it immediately, which was, it's never too late to be great, right? I've been saying that for a long time now, guys. It's never too late to be great. But I got a new one that I'm going to throw in there as well. And I'm going to give you guys credit because today's forecast is 100% chance of winning. I'm going to say that every morning when I wake up, you guys. That is absolutely beautiful. Thank you for that, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that right there. That's what made this call for me. The training today changed my life with that right there.
It's kind of funny you say that too, Ryan, because you never know. It's always like it could just be one thing, right? Just that one tidbit that you pick up, that one little, and that's why, I mean, I'm always taking notes. I mean, when I hear anybody speak, right? When I'm in church, I'm the only guy with my phone out taking notes. Yeah, I mean, you just never know who's going to drop that golden nugget, that way of saying it. And that's part of, just being excited about being a student, be excited about going out there and, and wanting to help people, and help people grow. Okay. So here we go from current slide. All right.
Well, that says a lot, Todd. Look, we're here, you guys are here every single Saturday, sharing and learning at the same time. You got leaders learning from other leaders. I mean, we're if that's a clue for people, say, hey, look, the leaders are getting together to learn more amongst each other. I mean, I think we should probably connect and be on every single Saturday call. It should be a mandatory. You don't come on Saturdays, you don't get paid.
Well, can you guys see the screen now?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So we're going to talk about the ambassador game plan, right? Go out and prospect 3 to 5 people per day. And if you do that just for the next 3 to 5 years, you're probably going to sponsor 36 to 60 people, right? That's 180 to 300 people in 5 years. And you're going to become an ambassador. It's just an ambassador game plan, something you can do every single day. But going into 2022, knowing the kind of momentum we have as a company, I'm going to ask all of you, because we're all getting ready to do those New Year's goals, New Year's resolutions. It's it's cliche, but it's a time of year when people do reflect. They reflect on the past, they reflect on the future. And I'm going to ask you at this point that question: what would you attempt to do if you knew you could not fail? I'm going to ask you to think bigger, dream bigger, and maybe set your aspirations on maybe something beyond ambassador. Now, if you're brand new, that might be a big aspiration, right? But again, I'm just going to ask you to dream bigger dreams for a moment and say, man, what would I do if I knew I could not fail? If you absolutely knew with Crystal Vision, which we've been laying out for you all morning, there's no other company like us, and the free vacations and your worst case scenario. If you absolutely knew you could not fail, I mean, what kind of effort would you put in? If you could look down the road 5 years and see yourself as an ambassador, 1-star ambassador, 4-star ambassador, presidential ambassador, chairman, executive chairman, right? I mean, what kind of laser focus would you put on overcoming the distractions? Because we all have distractions. We have distractions that are pulling us that way. And here's the funny thing: no matter how troublesome your distractions today might be, they will soon go away. And I promise you, new ones will take their place that are equally troublesome or equally challenging. You will always have distractions. And the people who succeed are those who can, in fact, focus. They have a definite purpose that's, man, they want it so bad, that is so clear in their mind what they want to accomplish, right? It's there. And for those people who said, man, I want to be an executive chairman. Now, this particular training came from a guy named Nathan Ricks. Now, that's a name I know that Daryl and Ryan would know. He's retired now from our industry, but he's one of the greats. I mean, if you were to put together a hall of fame of the direct selling industry and had to list, choose your top 12, Nathan Ricks would be in the top 12. But this was a principle that he taught for a long time. And that is, if you can recruit 12 humans that go in our comp plan, 2-star director. Now, a 2-star director is someone with 2,000 BV in your left leg, 2,000 BV in your right leg. Now, some of you might be thinking, I'm just trying to go 2-star. Well, I get that. You got to go 2-star before maybe you recruit 12 2-stars. But ultimately, long term, we're not talking about something you're going to do in the next 6 months. We're talking about, how do I go to executive chairman? If you can recruit 12 humans that go 2-star director, of the 12 that you recruit, one of the 12 will end up recruiting 12. one of the 12 will go out and do what you just did. Now, is that uncommon? Only one of the 12 is going to do what I do? No, those are the numbers, folks. I mean, it's called the law of the few. I mean, 12 went into the promised land. Of the 12 that came back, only 2 were positive. The other 10 were negative, right? I mean, this is everywhere, even in the Bible, that, most people have trouble maintaining that mindset. So you go out and get 12 2-star directors. Of the 12, 1 will go out and get 12 like you did. And the other 11 will kind of bounce off each other and ultimately go out and get another 12 combined. Okay. That gives you 24 2-stars at the end of cycle 1. But at the end of cycle 1, you have 24 2-stars. It means you have 24,000, by the way, in each leg. You're almost a 1-star ambassador, but the global leadership duplication cycle has begun. And with enough time, you're going to have those 24 people, right? Will go out and duplicate the same cycle you just did, leaving you with ultimately at the end of the second cycle, 48 2-stars, and you're now a 3-star ambassador. By the time you get to the end of the next cycle, you'll end up with 96 2-stars. You're a 4-star ambassador. At the end of the next cycle, you'll end up with 192 2-stars. You're a presidential ambassador. And by the time you get to the next one, you're a chairman. And the next one, you're an executive chairman. But it all begins with you simply going out there and saying, how do I go out and recruit 12 people who become a 2-star director? Now, you might recruit 12 people. Are all 12 going to become a 2-star director? No. In fact, so you probably get to recruit a lot more than 12. To ultimately end up with 12 personals to go 2-star director. It's just another way of saying it. A lot of people say it in a lot of different ways, right? You got to talk to a lot of people, right? That's the secret to success. Some people talk about the 10,000 hour rule, which came from Malcolm Gladwell's book, Outliers. And the 10,000 hour rule was it takes 10,000 hours to master something. In fact, even it doesn't matter whether you're talking about music or chess. And in fact, it takes 10 hours to become a grandmaster champion in chess. Only one guy has ever done it less than 10 years. And that was Bobby Fischer, the guy who beat the Russian, and it took him 9 years. When we talk about music, everyone talks about Mozart. He was a prodigy. He came out of the womb, writing music. He came out of the womb playing music. He was playing music when he was a young kid. He was writing music when he was 6, 7 years old. But the truth is that Mozart was doing music for 10 years before he ever did anything we know him for. And he was doing music for 20 years before he did the stuff we actually know him for. And so we always kind of forget about that long road as you look down the road. And I'm giving you that long picture because 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you're going to arrive somewhere. The question is, where? And if you do the small disciplines, you hear Daryl talk about all the time, if you do the things you hear Danny and Ryan talking about, the things Mr. David Hart and Coach D and Pastor Mel and all the other leaders and all the other mentors that are here and all the other books and tapes, I mean, a lot of people are kind of echoing the same thing in slightly different ways, right? And today's another slightly different version of saying the same thing that kind of gives you just maybe a different picture. Sometimes people get it, they might hear it this way and it's just not quite clicking, but then they hear it that way and it's like, okay, now I get it. Now I kind of get a better sense of the kind of numbers if I want to become an executive chairman. And so I'm going to ask you to dream bigger dreams. Is it possible to go out there in the next 5 years and find 12 people who want to become a 2-star director? Now, keep in mind, if you find 12 people who want to become a 2-star director, you are a multiple 6-figure earner, well on your way to becoming a 7-figure earner. But is it possible to find 12 people, okay, who said, man, this travel thing, not having to go to the JOB, which means just over broke, not having to be stuck in the traffic every day, sucking on the tailpipe of the car in front of me. Is it possible to find 12 people who want to be like Melanie and Alicia, digital nomads, going from one country to the next, doing what they want, when they want, with whom they want, anytime they want? Is it possible to find 12 people, man, Dubai for $1, like the pastor who just reached out to Daryl and said, oh my gosh, put me in? Is it possible to send out the messages where 3 years from now, some of those people that you contacted today reach out and say, man, I want to do this like they just did Danny Seguinal? Is it possible that you're going to meet some people along the way that have had big time success in past in our kind of an industry, and then they see our company and say, oh my gosh, this is incredible, like Ryan Vanderpool just did with a few people? I mean, is it possible? And the answer is yes. And if you go out there and you get 12 people who simply go out and get 4, they're enjoying free vacations. Therefore, get 4, they're making $400 to $700 a month. Therefore, get 4, they're a 2-star director. Can you find 12 individuals yourself over the next 5 years who do that cycle? And if so, you will ultimately at some point become an executive chairman. Now, maybe it's going to be your kids who enjoy that money, right? I don't know your current age, but you're going to start that global cycle of duplication that will inevitably take you across the finish line of where your family has this unbelievable massive residual income that's coming in year after year after year. You have a business that is a willable, sellable asset that you could decide to sell for who knows how much money. In fact, Ryan and I have a good buddy that he became an executive chairman in that company. And he sold it to Greg Norman, right?
Yes.
So he sold
Greg
it to the
Norman.
Gulf for Greg Norman from Australia, and he sold it for about $2.5 million. So he sold it for $2.5 million. And so this is a very real asset that you guys can build by simply going out there and doing the small, simple things that appear to make no difference at all today, that make all the difference over time. So with that, I'll throw it back to you guys. Just want to kind of share some of those numbers of a picture of what executive chairman might look like.
I'm going to say this. When you look at those numbers and you talk about it, I talk about it all the time because I always reverse engineer it. And you set a number and you set a goal, whatever that number is. Well, when we talk about at least getting a 2-star director, mentally, you got to put yourself there already. I'm already there. I'm running downhill, not uphill. So remember that. If that's your first goal, let's set the goal. Let's know you're there. Convince yourself mentally you're there. The question just is, how do the numbers get you there? Work your way, once again, downhill, not uphill. Once you hit that goal, the next goal. By the time I hit my last goal, I was already talking to Todd about, well, where are you at? Well, now I'm at this level. Well, what about the other? Oh, that's done. I'm already there. I've already made that. Reality is that's done. We've already moved mentally. Once you hit that goal, you're already on the next one. So stay at least 2 goals, if not 3 goals ahead of yourself, always knowing that it's easier to run downhill than it is uphill. That's what I got, guys.
Look, I looked at the numbers. I'm a numbers guy too. I looked at the numbers. And I'm like, okay, how many people do I need to talk to get one? Right? Because he showed that, you got to get 12 out of 12, you get one. Well, how do you get the 12? That's the goal. How do you get 12 people? Well, is it by talking to 10, 20, 50? They say 1 out of 10 say yes. That's people that are amazing, great champions like Daryl and Todd, right? They'll get 1 out of 10, right? They'll hit it out of the park. I might not be that good, right? I might not get 1 out of 10. So I'm like, okay, if it's not 1 out of 10, maybe it's 1 out of 100. That would be great if I talk to 100 people and 1 says yes. So I take it up another notch. I say, you know what? I'm not even that good. I'm going to be 1 out of 1,000. Now, some people might say, Danny, 1,000 people, that's a lot. Well, how many friends do you have on Facebook? 3,000? Boom, you got 3 right there. You have 3 right there. You have 3,000 people that you added on your Facebook. You don't know why, but you have 3,000. So you got 3 champions right there. Like, oh, I didn't think about that. You do realize we got 7 billion on this planet. Oh, I didn't think about that. People seem to think that we're limited on the amount of people who could expose this, right? But we live in an abundance of people. By the time you reach 1,000 people, there's probably 10,000 babies that were born. There's just no way you could get to a number that you can't reach, right? Because there's so many new babies being born. So I look at that. I look at it that way. Then I tell myself, you know what? Maybe I need 12 2-stars, right? I know that some people hit 2 stars in 30 days. Some people make it happen. Some people make it happen. So let me get 12 2-stars out the bat. I know how many people I need to talk to. So I kind of do like you, Ryan. I reverse engineer all the numbers to get where I want to be, right? So I make the numbers ridiculous, but at least I know that I'm not limited on like, okay, well, if I need to talk to 1,000 people, like only 10 and 10 says no to me, then I'm gonna quit. No, you can't. Make the numbers much higher so that you're constantly working, because Todd said that earlier. The longer you're here, the longer like you'll end up staying. So if it takes a bigger number for you to reach, then you know what? By the time you get there, like, oh my God, has it been 6 months? Oh, I went to Cancun by then, right? You've been on the trip by then. So that's how I like to look at the numbers. I'll get back to you, Daryl.
I'm here on mute, Daryl. And one comment about Danny's number, when he talked about 1 out of 100, keep in mind, guys, if you talk to 3 to 5 people a day, you're talking to 100 people a month. I mean, so you could be getting 1 a month by just doing 3 to 5 a day. I mean, if you do 5 a day, you take weekends off. I mean, that's 20 days, right? 22 days. I talk to 100 to 110 people by doing 5 a day, take weekends off, right? Enjoy football and those kind of things. But that means I'm talking to 100 a month. Where would I find 100 people a month? I mean, Danny just mentioned how many friends you got on Facebook and how many people are on Facebook. Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. You are literally connected to a couple billion people right here from this little device, sitting in your underwear, in your backyard, in your spa with your sunglasses on, the cool drink in your hand. Oh, okay, so
That's you, Todd. Isn't that you?
Exactly.
Phone in his underwear, next to the spa, backyard, watching football with a beer.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
that's you.
Yeah, connected to a couple billion people. Just to know if you wanted to travel. No, okay. So far, I feel sorry for you.
Todd,
You know, if you wanted to travel.
it comes out to setting the expectation. So like what you just did today with that training, you're setting the expectation. And I think we need to do a better job of setting the expectation. And obviously, you know, how do you eat a whale? You know, literally one bite at a time. And we break it down like that. But if we set that expectation, it can make all the difference in the world. Guys, Aaron's in the finals right now at Berkeley. And just think of the hours he's putting in studying. He still goes to PT practice and all that other stuff. And you just imagine just the regular kids that are out there comparative to Todd's game plan that can make you a multi-millionaire, comparative to spending 70 grand a year at Cal Berkeley and then getting out, hopefully for the average person, getting a job, maybe 40, 50, 60,000, just getting started. You can grow up from there. But imagine the effort you put in over those 3, 4, 5 years, developing that in the hours you put into it, comparative to doing the same thing over here. What's going to net you the best return on your investment? And I think it's hands down what we do here with this company. And it all boils down, Todd, what I always say now, the pay the price by becoming the person you want to become. It's not nearly as difficult as living the life that you hate. You just got to make a decision, get off your butt. You should be talking to Todd or Danny or Ryan or me or any of the other leaders out there consistently. And if they're not pushing you to grow, if they're not encouraging you to grow and stretch a little bit, sometimes you don't have to get out of the box. You just have to kind of stretch a little bit. And by doing that, guys, I'm telling you, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, your life would be totally unbelievable. But here's the challenge that you've got to fix. It's $299 to get started with our company. It's only $125 a month, and you get 3 people and you're not even having to pay that. It's so easy to jump out if something is not going well. You know, there's women that have shoes that cost more than $300-400. So if you talk to 5 or 6 people, if that's your expectation and they don't jump in, and we try to prove to you what it takes to get to that point, then it's easy to quit. I actually wish it was $1 million if you quit. We'd have more people staying the course, more people doing what they need to do, because as long as you stay and you're traveling, having fun, the group is going to grow. And if you follow the basics that we just shared with you today and other Saturdays we share with you, guys, this is a no-brainer, but half the battle is up to you. As Todd says, whose side are you on?
Well, I was on the Facebook page just now, Daryl, reading some of the, I just got on the Facebook page for Trevorium, and I'm reading some of the comments and some of the loves and stuff like that. And the one that just cracked me up was Heather Trayfoot. She wrote, "My job is a distraction."
Well, hey, Todd, I did something about that 33 years ago. Mine was distracted. Heather, I'm not telling you to do this, but it was such a big distraction for me that I decided not to do it anymore and focus. And it goes back into the book. What is this? What's the poem I always read from? Jim Rohn book. Think and Grow Rich.
Oh, Think and Grow. That's not Jim Rohn. That's Napoleon.
Not Jim Rohn. Yeah,
Napoleon Hill. Yeah.
And he talks about you have to burn your ships. I remember the first time I read that book, and I've read it many times. I've highlighted it, etc. But he talked about you have to burn your ships. I even have a video, a 2-minute video, Todd, and maybe we can close it out by playing that, where the guy goes through that process. He burnt the ships so that the warriors couldn't have a retreat. They had to win or they were going to perish. When they understood that you have to have a business, it has to work, otherwise you're not going to eat. You do extra things you probably wouldn't do to make things happen. And by burning the ships, it allowed me not to have any retreat. And by not having any retreat, I had to make this work. And again, that's not for everybody, but for those of you that want to push yourself, how do you get that slight edge? How do you go to the next level? How do you pick it up and do the things and become how Danny Segmanall becomes? Well, guys, it's that extra slight edge. You have to do some things that you probably are uncomfortable doing. But as we always say, do the uncomfortable until it becomes comfortable and your life will change. So Todd, after we're done here, I want to play that 2-minute clip. It describes what I just described there. And Heather, that's what you're talking about.
I'm going to jump in on the Heather side of it as well, because Heather and her husband, Jeff, are truck drivers, just came on board with us over the last couple of weeks. So they had the Thanksgiving weekend off. Imagine this, you guys. They get done with Thanksgiving. They get in their trucks. They have 2 trucks. They go separate directions. This is a couple that they're married. They're in love with each other. Heather's probably going to laugh at me with that one just because she teases Jeff so much. But they got in their trucks and went separate ways across the country for 3 weeks. They won't even get to see each other for 3 weeks. That's what their job entails in order for them to pay their bills. Guys, you think they got a want, a need, and a desire? Because Heather knows it. Jeff knows it. They talk about it all the time. We can't do this much longer. It's just taken us apart. It's not them themselves relationships wise, but physically it's tearing them apart. And it's interesting. Yesterday morning, we got a text, Todd, from Jeff. Greetings from Indianapolis, everyone.
Yeah.
This morning, I got a text from Jeff. Greetings from Soggy, Pennsylvania. Imagine, you guys, if that's your life right now. I know people love it. People are like, oh, trucking's so cool. It is cool when you watch someone else do it. When you got to do it, it is not. And I love these two. I appreciate these two. And guys, watch what happens, because they got a want, a need, and a desire. And they got coaches like all of us right here, helping them to work their way through the early stages of building this company. So,
boom. Danny, final thoughts before Daryl plays this video.
Yes. I read something yesterday, and it said, there's 2 things I read. Number 1 said, you'll never hear a tree grow. So that means build your business. You know what? Just, hey, you don't need to make noise, right? Just, if you never heard a tree grow, but yet it grows. Number 2, I read that one of the things that you mentioned earlier about the noise that we have in our lives, a boat doesn't sink because there's water around the boat. It sinks because you let the water go in. So don't let all that negativity around you go inside you, right, to stop you from building your business. So remember this, a boat doesn't sink because there's water around it. It sinks because you let the water get inside. So stay strong, keep the noise away from you, and go after it, and you'll be successful.
In fact, I love that second quote about the water around the boat. I actually got that from Joel Osteen personally. Where did you read it?
I don't know, something online.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I got it from Joel Osteen. Actually, I wrote it down. So it's funny. Danny and I are both taking the same notes from different people, right? But I mean, it's a great thing. All right, Daryl, you got your video?
Yeah. So guys,
I'm sorry, Maria, you got our video?
She's literally right
Marie,
here. Got it all queued up.
Marie, you there, Marie? Marie, chat one. Marie, yeah, okay, yeah. Cue that up for me.
She makes me look cool. There's no question about it. So this is what changed my life. Again, this is not for everyone, but you have to get close to this or do this to really make the changes you want in your life. Check this out. God bless you guys. We'll see you guys a little bit later. 1 second.
Let me give you the day that turns your life around.
Nope, wrong video. You see how we got a lot of video.
Although you never, it's funny because you originally quoted Jim Rohn, and it was, and you were thinking Think and Grow Rich, but then now you pull up the Jim Rohn instead of Think and Grow Rich, and maybe Jim Rohn's calling to you today, Daryl.
that's
And
right.
That's another video, the day that turned your life around. If you guys haven't seen that, you want to watch. But here it goes right now. I see it's actually queued. And here we go. Maybe.
1 second.
A long
1 second.
time ago, a great warrior had to make a decision which ensured his success on the battlefield. He was about to send his armies against a powerful foe whose men outnumbered his own. He loaded his soldiers into boats, sailed to the enemy's country, unloaded the soldiers' equipment, and then gave the order to burn the ships. Addressing his men before the first battle, he said, "You see the boats going in smoke. That means we cannot leave these shores alive unless we win. We now have no choice. We win or we perish." At the end of it all, they won. Now, why did I tell you this story? It's because every person who wants to win in anything must be willing to burn his ships and cut all sources of retreat. Only then you'll be sure of maintaining the state of mind which is essential to success, known as a burning desire.
It looks like our video froze there, but I think a lot of you guys get the idea of the burning desire. So, hey, with that, we're going to bring our training to a close. By the way, the day that turns your life around, Jim Rohn, good homework assignment. Pull up, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, A Burning Desire. The story is actually about Cortez. When he reached the New World, you can read all about that particular ship. By the way, a similar story in the Bible, when Elisha, he killed the oxen and burned the plow. That meant there was no retreat, and decided to go with Elijah. And so burn the ship is a concept that has been throughout history, throughout all of the great textbooks. And with that, tomorrow night, we're going to have Pastor Deborah Taylor, Pastor Mel Keys doing the fireside chat as they always do. Monday night, our corporate update call. Tuesday, two of the very best in the business, Daryl and Maria. Wednesday, you got me. Thursday, you got Mr. Danny Bling Bling. And then we'll have another training again next Saturday. With that, hey, do not let the sun go down without going out and talking to 3 to 5 people about the business today. Also spend some time on the New Year's goals, New Year's resolutions, dream bigger dreams. God bless. Love you guys. Bye.